We're looking now to the issue of water, and our Flow News 24 journalist Ricky Lambert has been investigating the fulfilling of the Murray-Darling Basin Plan. It is to be fulfilled by 2024. Water recovery targets in the plan are said to not be able to be reached, and some of the reason behind that is the discussion from federal government and also the New South Wales Nationals, particularly in the northern part of the basin, not wishing to continue with water buybacks under the current plan. And so Ricky has asked each of the players across each of the states for comment, including the Water Forum at the Goulburn Murray Water Irrigation District co-chair, David McKenzie. And he had this to say about the possibility of the Murray-Darling Basin reaching the planned recovery water targets by the 2024 date.
There doesn't seem to be any real will to come up with a plan B to extend the timelines or to do something different, to either sort of allow more projects through to try and recover the water that's involved, or extend the timelines to let it happen in the fullness of time.
And David McKenzie's been at pains to say that if we get further away from the recoveries that are needed, or the number, if you like, the volume of water by 2024, then there is a real danger in the whole basin plan.
That's just leaving irrigation-dependent regional areas in a great state of uncertainty, really, taking the regions to the edge of the cliff without a really laid-out contingency or plan B.
And the cliff that he's referring to there is the uncertainty that farmers have in irrigation areas. And if buybacks remain an option in the plan, even if the government says that they're not, some farmers in New South Wales will be happy the government's saying that they're not. But other farmers through the plan, particularly in South Australia downstream, but certainly those that are represented in Victoria, are also at pains to say that there isn't confidence within the system. And then you have to take a look at the politics of this, and bear in mind that if we get the next federal election going in 12 months' time, that if we get a Labor government elected in Canberra, then they're not going to be locked into any of the no buybacks commitment that the coalition has made. We could also, on another state of this, get a hostile Senate that could force the government of the day, whether it be the coalition, and if it is the coalition, to then drop their no buybacks policy. And ultimately, we're going to continue to have a look at where this heads. We're getting closer to 2024 and the deadline of the plan. One would suspect that no plan B, as Mr McKenzie has said there, is where we're going to be heading, that plan B needs to be put in place, even if it is the 2024 beyond plan. And David McKenzie from the Victorian side of the border is suggesting that we would need to extend the plan. Now, this is also based on the situation for farmers along the river. This is this flooding of their properties situation, that when you bring the water down the river, to get it down the most efficient way, some of the properties, around 3,000 farmers, would have their properties flooded at different times. And to do that, 3,000 people would have had to sign on to this plan by 2024. 24 farmers, we understand, out of 3,000 have agreed to have periodical flooding on their properties. You see how difficult this gets? If we are going to get the remainder of the 2,976 farmers in the plan to agree to periodical flooding, we're not going to do that if this plan started back in 2005. We're now at 2021. You can clearly see that they haven't had much success in getting signatures for this. So we're going to get Ricky Lambert to follow this up further. I know that he's in touch with Claire Miller, the CEO of the New South Wales Irrigators Council. And on Monday morning, we're going to have another further look at what's happening along the Murray-Darling Basin plan, why it does not look like it can get fulfilled by 2024, why we need an extension of the plan, or plan B, or even another plan C. As I said earlier, it may just have to be written on the back of a beer coaster.